Along our coasts, our sand dunes are a natural buffer between the moana and the whenua, the sea and the land where we live. They protect us and our homes from being flooded. The dunes are also home to special plants and animals that are native to Aotearoa.
So sand dunes are a very important part of our coastal environment.
Ka pai. A beach and dune naturally changes as sand is moved around by wind and waves, and even by changing tides. When sand is removed from the dune, this is called erosion. Sometimes, like in a storm, Tawhiri gets angry and blows the sea into big waves, which can wash a lot of sand away from the dune. And then when the weather is calmer, sand is added back to the dune in a process called accretion. Smaller waves push the sand back onto the beach and Tawhiri blows it further back to those dune plants to trap, so the dune is slowly rebuilt.
So when a dune erodes, it gets smaller, and then over time, accretion makes it bigger.
That's right.
So because the wind and waves are always changing with the weather, our dunes must always be changing.
They are. These natural processes of erosion and accretion constantly break down and rebuild the dunes. Special native plants that live on the dunes play a very important part in the rebuilding or accretion process. There's pingao, golden orange, creeping along the sand, and kōwhangatara, or spinifex, silvery green with spiky seed heads.
Those spiky seed heads get blown along the beach by the wind.
They do. Plants like pingao and spinifex grow in the dunes and trap the sand, and they spread out, binding the sand between their roots. Binding the sand means keeping it all together. We call these special plants sand binders.
So these sand binding plants protect and support our dunes.
Ai, ka pai. Having them there means less sand is taken away by erosion and more sand can build up the dune by accretion. But sometimes, because of other things that are happening, these natural processes can't happen and the dunes can't easily rebuild. What do you think affects those natural rebuilding processes the most?
He tangata?
Yes, people. Can you think of any examples?
If people trample or drive over the plants, they'll squash and break them. Then the plants won't be able to help rebuild the dunes.
Yes, that's right, and dogs and horses and grazing cows can damage those very important sand-binding plants too.
And what about when people build houses and roads and car parks on the dunes?
Then there's less dune or sometimes no dune to protect us from the sea. And the dune plants and animals also lose their homes.
Sand dunes and some of the native plants also have great importance to Māori. Pingao is a taonga and has been used for weaving for many years. The golden leaves are carefully prepared and then woven together. These are used to make items like kete, whariki and pōtai. Pingao is also used to make tukutuku panels, which are often displayed in the whare nui and are very important for storytelling on the marae. There's a legend about pingao and how it came to be on the dunes. Here's one of the versions.
In the beginning of time, there was conflict between Tāne Mahuta, god of the forest, and Tangaroa, god of the sea. Tangaroa was always jealous of his brother Tāne for his success in separating Ranganui the Sky Father and Papatūnuku the Earth Mother. Tāne wanted to make peace with his brother Tangaroa, so he plucked off his eyebrows, made of pingao, and threw them to Tangaroa as a peace offering. Tangaroa would not accept the gift and threw it back. It landed on the shore and is still there today. Pingao, growing in the sand dunes, helping to protect the land from the sea, marking the boundary between the domain of Tāne and his brother Tangaroa.
So the importance of the dunes has been recognised for many, many years.
They're important for us and for the plants and animals that live in them.
The dunes have a natural rebuilding process. We must always stick to Te Ara Tika, the signposted pathway, and care for the dunes and the dune plants. Then the Māori of the dunes will be protected, and that natural rebuilding process will continue.
And the dunes will continue to protect us.